Well, good morning, and thanks for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner. Before we start, I want to thank some people who made comments um, in my last video. Pam from Pandora's Junk Journals, she sent me a nice little package. I'm going to show you that. Um, Lori Padilla, she was one of the attendees at Gail Augustinelli's retreat. Thank you. You guys know Sharon Hirth, Diana Campanelli, one of my um, best subbies. She comments on every single video that I put out. So does Annette DePete. This gal, her name was Sarah, but she sat next to me on the plane to Montana. Come to find out, she's a nurse who is part of a kidney transplant team. She was really fun to talk to. Sandy, you know, from Kentucky Crafter. Let's see. Oh, Lydia. Lydia is a nurse that I worked with in California. She was a traveler, fantastic nurse from Ghana. Miss you, Miss Lydia. This gal here, Anna, she told me she was watching me from Brazil. Beverly Meeker, she also comments on almost every one of my videos. Did I mention Christine at Create and Craft, or Create and Craft with Christine, I believe? Oh, Helen was also on the trip to Italy. Hi, Helen. And then some other names here, but thank you, everyone. Oh, and Carrie Carter. Carrie Carter is my younger sister. She's a quilter. Lens Altered Arts. You can see it. Just thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So what I wanted to do first is show you a little bit of Happy Mail that I got from Pam over at Pandora's Junk Journals. Now, Pam had already sent me a nice little package, and she was just so kind to send me something else. So this was wrapped up beautifully. I think because, and I'm going to show you in a minute, what I'm working on for Rachel's, the new um, Roxy Creations Journal of Stitchery. I think this is why she sent a lot of this stuff, because I'm using lots of reds in it. But isn't that beautiful fabric? Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you, Pam. And then this was what was wrapped up in it. And it's a cute little box, and definitely these are some reds that I will be able to use in my project. Oh, I think this is a bead. Some nice little red buttons. So I'm going to be pulling those out, and actually even that would go good too. I'm going to pull that out because I want to make sure that I put them in. I have a box or a bag here with everything that would go on this project. The prompt, or the project's name is Treasures. That would actually go to, look at this unusual button. Oh, and it's got like a chain, like it was part of a chain. That would be pretty on the front of a journal. Sharon Hirth does a lot of really nice jewels on the front of her journals, but look at some of these buttons. They would be beautiful, but I'm going to set those aside and save those. Then she sent me a little coin envelope with a tag in it. Beautiful. That will go nice into a journal. I will put that in my finished or my correspondence journal. And then she sent me this lovely bag of fabrics. So one of the things she sent me is this, which many of you have maybe seen. This is lovely fabric from Kathy Holden. It's one of her designs, but it looks like it's, was designed specifically for junk journalers. Look at that pretty butterfly. Wouldn't that be pretty to slow stitch onto a piece? And then this, I think this would go nicely in my color scheme. This definitely will. I love this, Pam. This is so fantastic. This is just, that couldn't be more perfect for our new project. And then she sent me some things that will also go in it. The pinks and the reds. We've got some French knots here, and then this stitched piece. Isn't that beautiful with those poppies on there? So these are absolutely perfect. Now let me show you. And I'm going to insert a picture in here of my mood board. I have torn the mood board apart and and put it all in a bag, so I don't have that set up like I did before, real nice. Now you can see from my mood board there, I've got some beautiful antique and vintage lace there at the bottom. I have some mother of pearl buttons, some silk cocoons, some French laundry labels, all different kinds of threads, silk threads and 6-stranded cotton thread, lots of different fabrics, mattress ticking, some already embroidered um, um, pieces of fabric, some antique hemp thread that I bought from Italy, different kinds of doilies up there toward the top, and buttons. But the thing of it is, I cannot find that favorite piece of lace that I bought back from Italy. It's so frustrating. But I am going to show you. Some of the things that I'm working on. Now, our first prompt for the new Roxy's Journal of Stitchery was a monogram. And look at this. I think this is coming out good. So I tore this fabric from an old tablecloth. And then I traced on here my initials, J and H. And then I did this kind of a chain stitch here, and then satin stitch here. And then I'm going to do a different red here. This was already on the tablecloth. So do you see how these colors will just go nicely with it? I mean, they're perfect, Pam. Thank you so much. Then I wanted to show you a couple of things that I've added to my shop. This is some fabric that I bought in Italy. And so what I did is I cut it up in panels. I believe they're about 12 inches by 12 inches. And you can slow stitch over this for a beautiful Italian scene. So I have that in my store. The other thing that I added is some panels of this fabric. Look at those roses there. That's beautiful. So it's got some roses and some cherubs. And again, that would be beautiful for slow stitching. And I've added panels of that. You get a big rose and then a cherub or two in those packs. And I'm going to show you what they look like packed up. So this is the panel for the Italian scene. It's only $4. And then the red block is actually 24 by 12 inches. And it's that floral panel. And then the other thing that I added into my shop is some of the hemp that I bought in Italy. And that is a panel that is, I believe, 14 by 14. The description is in my Etsy store, so you'll be able to see it, but isn't that fantastic fabric? So those are new things in my Etsy store. The other thing that I've added to my store is some ledger pages from this book or ledger that I bought in Italy. This is dated 1927 to 1928. Let me just open it up so you can kind of see. Look at that beautiful, beautiful penmanship. So what you will get is a full set of the folio. Some of them have writing on them, and some of them are blank. If you prefer writing on it, just let me know in the comments. Like, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So this is what you'll get is 2 pages that are attached. So actually 4 sides. So 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, and it's all written in Italian. So I've added that to my shop. The next thing I wanted to do was tell you a little bit about Gail Augustinelli's retreat. The retreat is held in a retreat home or house that is mainly used for quilters, but it's a perfect setup for us journal makers because you can see there was that big, huge room that we could work in with lots of table space. Then there are 3 bedrooms and there are 4 beds in each bedroom, and then there's 2 full bathrooms with showers, and then we have like a kitchen area and a dining room area, big dining room table, and both lunch and dinner are catered, so you don't have to worry about cooking. Gail has all kinds of things for us to eat for breakfast, muffins and bagels and yogurts and stuff like that. Now I do want to share something with you that I made to take to the retreat. Now this is just an old book that I gutted, and then I made an ephemera holder out of it. Several months ago, I showed you guys how to do this for your postage stamps. This one here, you know, just using old scrapbook paper and having these here. Well, I wanted to show you, I did a Christmas one, and this was fantastic to have at the retreat, so I could just flip through it and see what I had as far as pictures or things to put on pockets or pages or what have you. And so these are the postage size pockets. These are the business card pockets. And these right here are the bigger pockets. And all these plastic pockets, they're self-adhesive. They are linked below in the description box in all of my videos, because I'm telling you what a huge help this is. And I've actually done some with everybody. I mean, all of my labels, like this is men, women, and children. Then I did one, this is just Tracy labels. All of her labels. I did one for just clear stickers. Let's see. This one here is the postage stamps. I showed you that one. This one is all of Rachel's labels. So I know what kind of style Rachel has. These I cut out myself, but I know the style that Rachel has. So when I want something specifically for whatever journal or ephemera I'm working on, I can go right to that. I did this one just with words. So see the little pockets? Just these are fantastic. And like I said, they're linked below in the description box. Let's see, here's another little Christmassy one because I ran out of pages on that other book. But again, just you're able to flip through. The plastic helps them from falling out, and you can find what you need. So again, those are in the description box. That's a helpful hint. Go over to my video a while back. It's I think it's the best way to hold postage stamps, that video. Now, after I finish showing this picture, there's going to be pictures of the ephemera that I made at the retreat. I decided to do all Christmas ephemera, so I am set and ready to go for my Christmas journals. Now, you can see that there is a creature in my bed. There was some shenanigans going on, and one of the things is I always bring lots of things to make people laugh. I have funny socks, funny glasses, various things that I've acquired over the years. And especially when I worked in the emergency room, we were really jokesters in that department. And so I bring them along. Well, they decided to play a joke on me. Actually, Betsy did. So one night, I went to bed earlier than most everyone else. I went to bed about 10. And I did my usual, crawled in bed, put my ear pods on, pulled up a movie on my iPad and crawled in bed and started watching my movie. Well, all of a sudden I moved my foot, kind of stretched it out, and I jumped because I'm like, ooh, what was that? So I jump out of bed, put my iPad down, take my ear pods out, and turn on the light and pull back the sheets. And that's what I found, this rubber frog. So I came out and I said, oh my gosh, look what I found found in my bed. Well, the whole room that was still up and crafting, they hooted and hollered and laughed and went on and on. We had the best laugh over that. Well, then, because I had to get up, well, I had to go to the restroom. So I went to the restroom. Well, didn't you know those stinkers, while I was in the restroom, they put it back in my bed again. So I didn't even realize it. So once again, I go back to bed. I said, okay, you guys, good night. I go back to bed, put my ear pods on, put on my movie, crawled in bed, and moved my foot. And wouldn't you know, that thing scared me again. So I get up again and I go out to the main room. I go, oh my gosh, it's breeding. And again, we laughed and laughed and laughed. Oh my heavens, it was such a fun time. So if any of you go to a retreat, what I suggest is, what I did is pick one theme to work on during the retreat. I found that the most helpful. Because I was only doing Christmas, it was actually quite easy to pack for the retreat. That's all I had to focus on. Maybe next year I will focus on something botanical, and that's what I will take, is everything that has to do with flowers and plants and things like that. Now you can see I got lots and lots of tags made and journal cards. Now these were little bags that I decorated, and then I put tags in them. They're just glassine bags that I coffee stained, and then that made them, nice and aged looking. Oh. So you guys should see me. Every single time I get up from my craft table, I look behind some other corner, hoping that I will find that piece of lace. So the weather in Montana was absolutely delightful. However, when I got back here to the Phoenix area, Phoenix, Arizona, in the USA, our highs are running 115 degrees or 46 Celsius. Now, it's a dry heat, so it feels a little bit different. It does feel like you're walking out into an oven, but it's a dry oven. So we pretty much stay indoors in the summer here, just like the people who live in Montana do in the wintertime. They probably stay indoors and don't go out very much, but it's pretty brutal. We haven't had any rainstorms yet. We usually start getting our monsoon weather, thunderstorms, fantastic thunderstorms here, but we haven't yet, so that's something to look forward to. Right now, I'm watching my daughter's dog, Finn. You've heard me talk about Finn before. He's an absolute doll of a dog, and I told you in like a video or so ago that I put down a deposit for a Wheaten Terrier. Look that up. They're just the cutest dogs. They're hypoallergenic. They don't shed, which was something really important for me. But anyway, I should be getting my puppy probably around October or November. So I'm excited about that. Let's see, what else can I tell you about? Oh, I am loving being retired. Have I said that yet? I probably have. Oh my heavens, it is so wonderful not have to get up and go to the airport, go to California, switch from day shift to being awakened day shift to going to night shift. And but the interesting thing is, those of you that have retired, tell me if your brain completely switches over. Let me explain what I mean by that. So when you have income coming in every 2 weeks from a job, I think you're a little bit more free with buying or spending. I'm telling you, the day I became retired and I knew that every 2 week paycheck was not going to come, my brain had completely switched. Like, I'll look at something, like I was at the airport and there was some candy and it was like $10, which for the amount of candy you got in this bag, I thought $10 was a lot. Now, maybe prior to retiring, I would have grabbed that bag of candy, taken it up to the register and bought that bag of candy, no problem. But once you become retired, you're like, well, I don't really need that candy. That's kind of expensive, that candy. So you put it back. So I really put the brakes on my spending. And thank goodness I have more than enough craft supplies to where I don't have to go out and buy anything for my hobby here, my craft. I've got more than enough. And that's the other thing is, I see new things come up and I think, well, I actually already have something similar to that, so I don't need to buy that. So that's something different that happens with retirement. Let me know if that happened to you, or if you continue to spend like crazy people. I didn't mean to say you were crazy, but to spend, and kind of get yourself in a situation. But I didn't, so that's good about that. I take a nap almost every day. It's amazing. I never took naps. Oh my gosh. About every afternoon, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I have after my lunch, I lay down and I take a nice little nap. And that feels good. So that's something different. So before I let you guys go, I just wanted to show you in the little package that Pam gave me. I hadn't really opened up one of them, and look at how gorgeous these are. She included these. They are hand, I believe, crocheted little embellishments to put on my slow stitching, but look at how delicate and beautiful that is. And a couple of different buttons. Now, this was an interesting button. Look at that, where the holes are toward the top of it. And these little ones that look almost like a cat's eye. I thought they would look fun. And then last but not least, she added another little monogram here, a J for me to add to my slow stitching. So I appreciate that, Pam. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner. I promise you, next video, we're going to be crafting, and I will hopefully be able to teach you something. See you guys next Monday. Thanks, and bye-bye.